I always like wearing two hats, sometimes three, but choosing a monitor is sometimes, a gamble, but we're going to talk about this. Thanks for coming to the channel, Flav Media, where I help you mix better, use plugins, create music, and just have fun. Today, we're going to be unboxing the Mackie MR524 studio monitors that I had on my wish list for a minute now. What's going on? Flav Media here with another video to help you mix better, use plugins, create music, yada yada, and just have fun. I like to have fun when I'm doing my music in a creative state. But today I just want to talk about just monitors in general. Now, it's a rule of thumb to have great listening environment, have the clouds up on the ceiling, have bogos, bass traps. Everybody cannot have that setup. So with that being said, I chose to invest in the Mackie MR524 because I'm not looking for extended low bass. Engineers typically will listen at a low volume just to hear the mix. I have the Rocket RPG2s, the old Rocket 6, which were nice, but in my opinion, it was just a little too bassy. They didn't have a low frequency cutoff switch, and that was the reason why they probably went to Gen 2 and Gen 3. Now, I could have picked up a pair of Rocket 5s, but I chose to go with the Mackie MR524 because it had dip switches in the back to allow you to place your speakers in an area where you're gonna have them against the wall, away from a wall, low frequency cut, high frequency cut. So I chose those, and because I've been rocking with Mackie for a long time, I have the Mackie Big Knob, as you can see, and it's been in my production for at least 15 years or more. Alright, so pulling this out of the box, Mackie is well constructed. They've been around the block. What comes in is an AC power adapter. You have a manual, and it comes with feet to get you started if you have a surface that is not well protected with the Oralex foam. That is definitely required. I'll get into that a little bit later in the video if you don't have the money to purchase the ISO pad, but you can construct your own. Now, these are really great boxes that they have a 5-inch subwoofer and a 1-inch dome tweeter. Now, I would suggest make sure you have the proper space if you would want to go up to a 6-inch or a 8-inch. But for me, the 5-inch was totally worth it in my opinion, because I was not looking to get any more low-end frequencies than I already had with the Rocket 6. They have the bass port in the back. They have your dip switches, RCA, XLR, TRS, for those that want to adapt a professional balance speaker. Now, these speakers are 11.1 times 7.1 times 8.7, and the weight quality is 10.2 pounds. So this is very well constructed quality. I always like to make sure that if I'm getting a monitor, to make sure it's going to fit well and snug in the place that I have set up already for it. I don't want to make any unnecessary adjustments to where I have my speaker placement, so that's why I chose the 524. And like I said, it looks really good. You have an LED light that lights up. The monitor is on. So let me go to some more footage on this. So always know that when you're placing your monitors, you want to have a triangle lateral where it's in a great listening position. You don't want to be skewed from the sweet spot, and this is a great sweet spot for me. Now, for those that do not have ISO pads, you can go to your local hardware store. I made these boxes out of 2x4 and constructed the height that I wanted. Now, is it important? Yes, it is to have your monitors on a proper ledge so you can hear what's going on. For those that have a desk, I would advise trying the Husky from Home Depot, where it is not motorized. It's simply a crank. Now I can crank this up as high as I want, depending on if I want to sit down, if I want to stand up. It is a win-win for me, because depending on where you have your ISOs, if you're in a standing position, you're not going to be able to have a proper listening space if you have an ordinary desk that does not move up and down. That's why I prefer the Husky workbench, where I can crank this bad boy up as high as I want and still have the sweet spot depending on what type of chair you have. If I can advise anything, always have your monitors in a nice sweet spot. I always try to pay attention to details. That's just the way I am. I'm always critical about my mix, and this is no different from any other producer, engineer out there. They want the best sounding mixes possible. I think the Mackie MR524 are a great purchase if you're just getting into the realm of mixing. For me, I think it's a great budget monitor that's looking to get well-rounded lows, nice highs, and you can really improve your mix with these. If you can mix, you can mix on any speaker. It just takes time. Okay, so in conclusion, now I think the Mackie MR524 is well suited for my space. The reason why I give it a thumbs up is more so the space that I'm in is going to give me a better listening environment for my space. Now, as far as the Atom T5V, I would have went with the Atoms, but you cannot put these in a horizontal position. You would have to have it in a vertical position, and I'm not looking for monitors to be in a vertical position. And the Yamaha HS5 was just too harsh in the mid frequencies for me. So this is why I chose the Mackie MR524. Okay.